Hello friends and welcome back. You know, it would almost be a shame if I didn't colossally fuck up at least once per event, just for the sake of the intro. Fortunately, there wasn't much risk of that this time. This was the first event back after the winter break, and I was definitely feeling the rust. I didn't get any video during practice, but suffice to say I was all over the shop. The track is drying, but still quite damp, and that, plus the rust, plus some course changes that I'll show you in a minute, meant my confidence was not there. And so that's basically how I went into qualifying here. Now you'll see the entrance to the course is already a bit different than it was last year, if you recall that. And here we come up to the first corner on the outlap, and already things are going to go great. Yeah, that's fun. Now, I have to say, that one wasn't actually my fault. Somebody spun out right on the inside of me there, and that was the only option I had, really, to avoid contact. But still, an awesome start to qualifying, and it only gets better from there, really. See as I take this corner that I've got no grip and no trust that I will have any. But right now I'm just trying to get around the course and futilely trying to build up some heat in the tires. Now once we get to the final section, you'll see the course has been changed a little bit this year. They've added some barriers to kind of tighten up the final chicane. We actually had a practice day before this when they did something similar but different. I think I actually prefer the way it is now. But I probably would have answered you differently on this lap, as you'll see in a moment here. Just trying to take it easy into here. Oh! Okay. So, that's me collecting the entire field. And now we're stuck. I didn't actually realize his tire was rammed right up against the camera here, so trying to roll him off of me. Fortunately, no damage done since it was all nice and low speed, and I think everybody even stayed out of the barriers, so it wasn't a huge cleanup effort, but yeah, my bad. And ironically, it happened because I overbraked trying to slow down and be really conservative on that last corner. Anyway, fortunately I was able to continue and get some kind of a lap in, but it was not a good lap. I think my qualifying was like 1:03 or something. I was a good 5 seconds off the pace. And I do spin one more time later in the session too, but I won't subject you to that. Anyway, I think you've got a good sense at this point of how my qualifying went, so let's skip on to the pre-final. So that qualifying performance earned me 17th place on the grid, which got upgraded to 16th due to a disqualification. And the track had been drying all morning, but it's actually just started to drizzle again before this session, so I was getting a little bit nervous, because I tend to be quite good actually in full wet and not bad in dry, but this slightly damp track on slicks is really not where I excel, as you may have noticed. But I've changed to a bit more of a wet setup, and as long as I can keep it pointing in the right direction, it can't get much worse from here, knock on wood. So that's going to be the plan. Take it easy, conservative, and yeah, just don't spin. Ah, like that. I can definitely understand how that can happen. Fortunately for me, I did it in qualifying rather than the outlap for the pre-final. Now, I'm not exactly sure why I got lined up on the right side with 16th place. I would normally be on the left, because pole position is on the right here, but regardless, being on the inside should help me survive this first corner, hopefully. I had a good run on the guy in front of me, and I could have actually dove to the inside. A couple guys did actually go by me, but again, I just wanted to survive. And I did that. So, getting a good run through here, and I might actually be able to, yeah, I can get him right now, and fortunately he didn't wash out toward me there, so that's nice. Aaron in front of me here actually started from way back, so he must have got a great run down the front straight there, and got a few people around that first corner, but honestly, I wasn't going to try it. I did not want to try and be a hero there and probably end up losing the rear and taking out everybody. I've already done that enough today, after all. Anyway, still in good shape. It looks like somebody's slow in the middle here, so maybe I can just follow around the outside. Looks like we just about got that done, but he's really hanging on there, and figured better to give space and, again, not lose it on the first lap. Oh, like that. So maybe that was a good plan. And because of that, I got a better run out of this corner, so if I can hang on around the inside here, hopefully I can consolidate that spot. Let's see. Again, I'm still feeling nervous because I have not felt confident in the kart yet today and just wanted to get around here, but fortunately it looks like he was being a bit conservative as well, so managed to make that stick, and now I just got to hold on to it. There we go. He got a little wiggle through there, and that gave me a little bit of breathing room. So as long as I manage to finish this lap out without screwing up, I should be able to hold on. Big gap up to the karts ahead, and it looks like they're doing a bit of drafting, so this might be a challenge to close up, especially the way I've been driving so far today, but already this is an improvement over everything that's come so far. Still need to learn how to do that section. I'm definitely losing time through there. But I've got a big gap to the karts behind now, so not really under any pressure. And just got to put some laps in here, maybe try and catch the karts ahead, but I've already gained a fair bit from my abysmal qualifying, so still, main priority is to keep it pointing forwards. Too bad on the apex there at least. And I'm definitely getting some heat in the tires finally, so despite the little bit of drizzle that's still happening, you can see on the camera lens there, I am starting to get some grip. And even starting to carry a bit of speed out of there, although it can still definitely improve. This lap's going to be a 101.7, I believe, and I get down to a 101.2 later on in the session. Just to fast forward, I don't catch anybody, nobody catches me, so it's a lot of this in clear air. And I think my 101.2 is right on pace as far as clear air this session. Everybody ahead of me is faster, but they're all drafting. Not that they wouldn't be faster anyway, but we'll just ignore that. And I do have pace on everybody behind. I'm up to 10th place now, and we'll get 8th place by the end of the session due to a couple retirements. So definitely a huge improvement from how the day started. But I'm sure you don't want to watch me drive around by myself, so let's skip ahead to the final. So as you can see, it started raining for real before the final here, and honestly that did not disappoint me at all. I surprised myself in the pre-final, but I always do feel more comfortable in full wet, so I'm definitely feeling a bit more confident going into this session than the ones before. That said, the main plan is still going to be the same: keep it pointing forwards and finish the race. And here we go. I got a decent jump off the start there, so I'm right in the draft, giving some bumps to Aaron ahead of me. And I don't love being on the outside here. And so, yeah, as you see, I'm just going to go nice and wide, just so if anybody gets wiggly there in the middle, they're not going to go right into me. Did lose a couple places on the inside, but I'm happy to just be alive and still with the pack at this point. Was hoping to get a better draft over off of Chris in the 84, maybe get by Aaron, but it didn't happen that time. Gave him a bit of an unintentional bump in the braking zone there as he managed to decelerate a bit quicker than me, so sorry for that. But he keeps the position, from me at least. Looks like Kalis went through there. But anyway, we're still in the draft. Things are going okay. We haven't died yet. Whoa! And there is a position. Maybe. Oh, he's fighting back. We're going to be able to hold on. Looks like we're going to get it done there. All right. And closing right up to Kalis as well. It's funny, this section was where I was struggling the most earlier in the day, but now I seem to be gaining quite a bit of time through there. So getting a bit of a double draft through here. Maybe I can make something happen up toward the first corner, though I might be a bit too far back. Let's see. Definitely closing up. I'm gonna go for it here. Looks like I am. Yeah, definitely more confident this session than the previous one. Whoa! And I guess there's another one. I did lift a little bit because of that, so that caused me to fall back a bit here, but I should be able to close up again. This corner has always been my weakest in the past. It was looking like it might be quite strong there as the two of them drifted out wide, but maybe they knew what they were doing and I was a little bit overambitious and ended up losing it a bit there and having to catch the rear. So, a little bit of ground to make up again. At least we've built up a decent buffer behind, so I'm not under attack here and I can just focus on putting in laps. And the two of them appear to be fighting up ahead, so that should help me catch up as well. Let's see if this sequence here is good to me again. And yeah, that's not bad at all. I'm probably getting a good draft off of him from here, so not going to be close enough to go forward into corner 1 this time, I don't think, but maybe I can close up a bit more quickly here. Didn't gain a whole lot through there, but didn't lose a ton either. And hey, I'm keeping it pointing in the right direction, right? So that was the plan. Okay, a couple little wiggles through there, and I certainly wasn't right on the apex, but didn't have to do a big catch, so didn't lose a bunch of ground that time. And if I can gain through this last chicane again, maybe I can really close back up. Fortunately, the cart right in front of me has, I think, a better draft than I do, so... Oh, but there we go. Yeah, I definitely did gain some ground there. And a good exit out of there. I should be right on him by corner 1 up here. He's also losing the draft from Kalis in front, so maybe an opportunity. Decided not to go for the dive there, which is probably wise. I didn't get a great run through that corner either, though. But still, very much in touch. I do this without any big corrections. Oh, it looks like Jake had the correction that time, and I did manage to hang on. So there is hope. Oh, he's trying to hang on the inside, but nope. That's a spot. And in the draft of the cart ahead as well, and getting some bumps from behind. This is going great. Alright, can I get a good run out of this last corner and make something happen here? And apparently not. He did far better than me on the last part of that sequence. That's unfortunate. Alright, just gotta stick with them. Seems like I'm going too hot on the entry of one there and then not getting a great run through the corner. So I guess that may have been intentional that time to cover off from behind. But still very much in it here. Oh, he had to catch it. I took it conservatively and the two kind of canceled out, and here we are still. He's taking a lot of curb on the right there. I was avoiding it, finding it slippery. Might have to try that next time, even if it's wet. Could have tried for the pass on the entry there, but oh, got an opportunity anyway. All right. Oh, and there's a couple more for free. Look at this. Everything's going my way this race. Now, can I build that gap behind? Ooh, he's closing back up fast. And he's going to go for it. I don't think I was expecting this one. Oof. The old helmet tap. We'll see. I'm usually happy to follow for a bit as long as we're on similar pace. I don't know if we're going to be catching anybody ahead regardless, but you know, I'm not going to be in any rush to pass. Still taking a lot more curb than me there, and that time it worked out well for him. Hopefully I can get a good run through the final chicane again here and close this gap back up, because I'm risking falling out of his draft at this point. You seem to gain some through that first part. Maybe I can exit better this time too. And yeah, that was more respectable. I'm curious what his gearing is, because I don't seem to gain a lot through the straight here, even when I do have the draft. I had actually planned to go a bit shorter for this session, but didn't end up having a chance. Oh, okay, this is interesting. This might be an opportunity. Oh, he managed to get alongside there. I gotta just try and follow him through. No, okay, that's not gonna happen. That was actually quite scary at the time. I had to hit the brakes to avoid contact there and was a bit worried about coming around, but managed to hold on. Unfortunately, did build quite a bit of a gap between us there, so that did not end up being such a good opportunity. And now I got some work to do. So again, I guess we'll try to start that process with this chicane. Let's see how we can do. This double apex here is usually... Oh, what's he doing? He's going off. There's actually a couple of them going off there. I don't know what that's about. I didn't see any flags or anything, so carry on. I think I'm about to lose my rear camera, but if you look, you'll see there's a... Well, there was a cart there, and trust me, he's still there. This is the final lap, but I guess that little slowdown last lap has let Mitch get right in my draft. Now, I'm going to try and cover him here, take a narrow line so he can't dive up the inside, but he timed that absolutely perfectly and did the switchback on me and got ahead. Very nice pass there, sadly, on the final lap, and then I had a little wiggle there to boot, and so this is going to be quite a challenge if I want to get in touch enough to make one last try at it at the end here. But he seems to be pulling away from me pretty effectively, so I don't know if that's going to happen. And you can't see it, but there are actually a couple more right behind me. So now I'm thinking, okay, that position is gone. Let's just try and hold on to these last couple. So, yeah, you saw I didn't go all the way over to the left side there. I didn't want to tempt somebody going up on the inside, even though they were pretty far back. And really, I just need to take this without losing it, and I should be able to hold on. And indeed, I do hold on here. I had no idea what position I finished, because I made up a few, and there were some retirements, and of course when there's carts sitting over on the side of the track, you don't know if you've passed them or if they're lapped or what. But it turns out that that pass was actually for third place. So on one hand, that's a bit disappointing, especially since looking afterward, I actually had the fastest lap this session, though my pace fell off a little bit as it got wetter toward the end of the race there. But on the much larger hand, terrible practice, took out the whole field in qualifying and then qualified 17th, and then made it up to 4th for the final. So really can't complain about that, and ended up being a pretty successful weekend. And a fun one, which is of course the most important thing. And the best part is, since that race was actually rescheduled from the January one that got snowed out, the next one is only a couple weeks from now, or from the now of the video. It's only less than a week from the real now right now. So looking forward to that. So hopefully I'll see you out there. Until then, have a good one.
I was like, I didn't know where I was.